a state of emergency. Check, check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you gotta do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We're here to restore the field. Matter of fact, how you say from New York what I say from New York? Hey, yo, let's go Knicks!
Hey, yo, I bring that New York energy. Talking 42nd Street. Alley hoop finger roll. Ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs. Step back, hit a three. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy. Just to see the Knicks play. Make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us. Whole city is wild. This is New York. Why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend? Yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court. All up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty. Yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese or the lobster mac with the ribeye. Either way, we winning the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking it dub. By the third quarter in, no, they ain't catching up. Gotta stay in the lead before that shot clock buzz. If the Knicks get a win, we gon' do it again. Make the finals once before, we gon' do it again. Bounce back in the fourth, we gon' do it again. It's been a while since the chip, but we gon' do it again, yeah.
Yo, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Yo, put your hands up. If you from New York, put your hands up. Yo, look, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Look, put your hands up. Hey, yo, New York City, put your hands up. Sky, baby.
What up, what up, what up? What's going on? It's your boy, Bishop D'Lo. We are here. You are there. It is the Church Guys Sports Show podcast for July the 2nd, 2024. We are here and you are there. First, let's get this out of the way. Happy 4th of July week and holiday this weekend. This week coming up, Thursday, is the actual 4th of July. I'm sure many people will be taking Friday off as well. But we're excited for the 4th of July. We're halfway through the year. Can you believe it? The year is half over. And with the year being half over, you know what that means. We're into the second half of 2024. And that means that we are simply roughly just 3.5 months from the beginning of the 2024-25 NBA season. Yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. A lot to go on. So do us a favor right out the gate before we go anywhere, before we get into it and bring the fellas on. I need y'all to do us a favor. I need y'all to like, share, tag, and comment. I need y'all to like the post, get the algorithm working, share the post, tag somebody who you know is a church guy or church gal who loves sports as well. We got a lot to unpack tonight. Last week saw the NBA draft last Wednesday and Thursday, the first ever 2-night NBA draft event. And then on Sunday night at 6 p.m., NBA free agency opened up. And it has been a whirlwind in the realm of free agency since then. So as we're getting started again, like, share, tag, comment as I bring in Bishop J Mac. J Mac, what is going on, bro?
What's up? Happy 4th, my friend.
Happy 4th. Happy 4th. Willie Green said it's about to be a movie tonight. Yep, Willie, we glad you're in the comments with us. We're going to get into this conversation.
Come on, Willie G. Willie G.
A lot to unpack, a lot to talk about. Michael McFadden, the Knicks white black big man will be missed. We're going to talk about that, Mike. I've seen a lot of comments that I got to address, and I'm sure J-Mac is with me on addressing the comments. And it is frustrating because, you know, you get casual fans and people I love, and I know they are Knicks fans, and I get it, but you've got to understand how the business of the NBA works. And yes, it hurts, but I'm not mad at it. This was not a case of a play. Well, we'll get into that. I'm not even going to get started yet. We're going to roll through it in just a moment. So again, like, share, tag, comment. Let's get it going tonight. Let's get this conversation flowing. Get the people in here who you know are big sports fans, and tonight, big basketball fans, because this is our NBA postseason show, essentially. This is the free agency show for us. That wasn't my original plan, but with everything that has happened since last Wednesday and Thursday, I said Tuesday's has got to be an all NBA show. It has to.
Blew up. Just blew up.
It just got out of hand very quickly in the NBA world. So we gotta. This has got to be our NBA show. So again, like, share, tag, comment. Of course, as always, don't forget the audio only version of the podcast will be available at 12:01 a.m. tonight on all of your podcasting places. You'll be able to download it on Spotify, download it on iHeartRadio, download it on Apple Podcasts, and anywhere where you love podcasts, you can get the Church Guys Sports Show, because Church Guys love sports too. Hopefully, Davey Wright will get in here after his Bible study tonight. I'm wondering where Bishop Ella is. I'm about to text him like, hey, you need to be on this show. I know Keisha's supposed to be coming on a little bit later. She has some family obligations. We want to get to her because if y'all could have been a part of our chat this week, woo, yeah, a lot to talk about. Yeah, Mike, we're going to talk about that too. Willie said Eastern Conference has gotten more interesting. Oh, boy. So let's get the easy stuff. I'm going to save it. Let's deal with free agency, because the stuff I want to talk about with Keisha has to do with the draft, and she needs to be on for that portion of it. She absolutely needs to be on for that. So let's work backwards today. Sunday at 6 p.m. saw, as the NBA has done in recent years, because as we know, throughout the David Stern era, there was the NBA offseason really began July 1st. But as we know, there was always tampering in between the NBA Finals and July 1st. So Adam Silver smartly changed the rules in that teams could begin to negotiate with their own free agents right at the end of the NBA Finals. And then instead of waiting till July 1st, negotiations were technically able to begin at 6 p.m., 6 hours before July 1st, at 6 p.m. on June 30th. And so Sunday seemed kind of uneventful. And then yesterday, about 3 o'clock in the morning, stuff started exploding. The first big domino that fell was Paul George agreeing to a 4-year, $212 million contract with the Philadelphia 76ers. J-Mac?
I'm glad you started there. Good evening, everybody. And I love the fact, because I'm gonna bring up a Nick in this conversation, because
Let's do it.
They've been comparing OG and PG's contracts. First of all, let's just address PG. He has a history of being hurt. He's named himself Playoff P. Don't know why.
We have not met Playoff P yet.
Haven't met him yet. Listen, we need to put an APB out for Playoff P.
Right.
But he's nicknamed himself Playoff P. He signed with Philadelphia. I think if this was 5 years ago, it would have been a great signing.
Right.
But now in 2024, I don't think this is a great signing at all. Because Paul George he stays hurt. You're pairing him with another star in Embiid, who's always hurt. And I think it's time that, I'm not a Philly fan, but I think it's time they start putting the pressure and start holding Embiid accountable. Because let's go down the line. You had Ben Simmons before his mind got messed up. You had James Harden. Okay? Now you got Playoff P.
Before that, you had Jimmy Butler.
And before that, you had Jimmy Butler. So when are we? All of them
played with Embiid. All of them played with Embiid.
All of them played with Embiid. That's right. All of them played with Embiid. And somehow, some way, Embiid always is the one that's not to blame, but he ends up blaming everybody else. And the front office ends up blaming everybody else.
That's a great take. I love it.
When is the NBA nation? When is the NBA fan? When is Philadelphia? When are you going to hold this guy accountable? One year he was sick. He was sick because he had food poisoning. He ate the wrong thing. His diet was bad. Not hurt physically. But do you remember that, Bishop?
Mm-hmm.
He was sick. So when are we? So now you got Paul George and you got a Tyrese Maxey entering his prime. I don't want to hear any excuses anymore for Embiid. I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of the crying, the whining, the babying, the best big man in the league, but we blame everybody else. But yet we want to deem him first team all NBA and deem him a superstar. When are we going to hold him accountable? And that's what I wanted to say about the Paul. The other thing I want to say about the Paul George signing, I keep hearing people compare the Paul George amount of money to the OG amount of money. Let me help you.
Help the people.
The OG amount of money is less.
It is because there's an extra year.
There's an extra year. OG is signed for 5. Paul George is signed for 4. And that means he gets paid more per year, which counts more against the cap per year.
$53 million per year for Paul George compared to $42 million a year average annual salary for OG Anunoby. Anunoby's first year, because of the way the escalator clause works in the NBA, that first year will only be for OG Anunoby at $36 million. I say only like that's a small amount of money.
But according to the cap, it is
according to the cap, it's only $36 million will be that first year. Now, his 5th year, the big year, will peter out at about $53.5 million for that, the way the escalator clause works for his 5th year. But in that 5th year, he will still only be 31 years old.
And that's the other place I'm going. How old is Paul George right now?
34. And he got a 4-year deal.
He's 34. Yes, he's 34 with a 4-year deal at $53 million per. You are setting yourself up, Philly, for a bad next 4 years because you are not going to get. You are basically setting up for Kawhi Leonard East. You're setting yourself up for Kawhi. Listen, I came ready tonight, Bishop. I came ready.
I see you on it. Let's go.
I've been waiting for Tuesday. I've been waiting for this. And yeah, okay. He says that he played. You can read it, Bishop. Willie
Green says he played 74 games this year, so the bag is questionable. But he made his case for the 4th year, and the Clippers didn't budge. That's true. The Clippers didn't want to give him a 4th year. The Magic made a pitch, but he was not trying to be the star there. He made the right move, not having to carry the team. And the 4th year, he couldn't turn that down. I appreciate this take, Willie, and I agree with most of it. But again, we're talking about a 30 at the end of his contract, he'll be 38 years old.
38, possibly 39. Yeah.
And he has never been in a position where he's been the guy on any team that he's been on. Let's be real.
Other than Indiana, and he was a rookie then. He was young.
But even then, he wasn't the guy because he was playing behind Danny Granger.
And Roy Hibbert, yeah.
And Roy Hibbert, so that was their team. But by the time he moved on to Oklahoma City, he got to Oklahoma City and he played that first year he played with Russ
and Melo.
And with Melo. So I mean, he's never had to be the guy. Bishop L joins us now. We waiting for Keisha. I know you waiting to jump on her.
Well, no, he's repentant. We're gonna get to that.
Well, we're gonna talk about that. I saw the video that you sent. I was gonna play it, and I still might. We'll see. But because I have some thoughts about that video, and I even have a further take on that. And Willie Green says yes, he was the man in Indiana. Okay, yes, toward the tail end of his time with Indiana, he was the man, but he couldn't get them over the hump. But since he's left Indiana, he has never been the 1A on any team. But you just paid him like a 1A. Daryl Morey just paid him like a 1A at 34. I don't know why. L, get back here.
At 34 years old, man, he signed a 4-year deal. 34.
He's said, if you paid him like a 1A at 29, that makes sense to me. If this was 29-year-old PG getting this money till age 34, I go, yeah, you're getting his prime years. Okay, go for it. but you're getting him like literally at the end of his prime. He already has an injury history, and unless your name is LeBron James, the NBA has proven that now is the time you start breaking down. 34, 35, really 33. Between 33 and 38 is when you start breaking down in the NBA.
He's already been breaking down. That's the thing. He's already been doing this, and I mean, I wish Donald Corey Ballard was on here, because he's been the LA Clippers cheerleader all these years, and they got one Western Conference final to show for it. And I mean, the last 3 years they haven't been past the first or the first round.
Well, he says
it was a colossal failure.
That's why I said questionable. Absolutely
questionable bag.
Shelly Ann Pinder, good evening. Grace and peace to you. PGB just as injured as Embiid. Yep. I'm sad to lose iHeart, but 29 million. We're going to talk about iHeart in just a minute. We're going to get to that. We started with PG tonight because he was the first domino to fall at 3 a.m. on Monday morning. Shout out to Adrian Wojnarowski, ESP. The man don't sleep during this time of the year. He got that thing out at 3 a.m.
Yeah, Wojo is the truth.
Woj is the man. 3 a.m. He got it out at 3 a.m. that domino had fallen. And since then, it has been a free. Firstly, I mean, going on topic, but yet off topic a bit. Do y'all see the money that's going out here for role players this year? Do y'all see this money for role players?
The market, the CBA, and them signing that contract with NBC, the TV rights deal, that just lets you know that the players are rich, but the owners are wealthy.
Emmanuel quickly gets a max rookie extension from the Toronto Raptors. 5 years, $175 million. Kudos to our man Quick. Salute to you. And you know, I got a hot take on that. Looking at iHeart, looking at Quick, looking at RJ, and the money that they've gotten since being under the tutelage of Tom Thibodeau. Can we stop the narrative that Tom Thibodeau doesn't develop young players?
Yeah, I think we need to. I think we need to.
I think
that's not even a think. It is. We need it. It has to stop.
That has to stop.
Because iHeart came from the Clippers, and we didn't even know about.
Right. He was a journeyman at that point.
He came here
to us at 24 years old, and in 2 years with New York, the next big domino that fell at Sam Presti and the Oklahoma City Thunder contingent was in Oregon at 6 p.m. on Sunday night, meeting with Hartenstein. And, you know, I had some people on X who were tracking the whole thing, and they had the flight plans and everything. And I was optimistic when I saw that 2.5 hours after the meeting, Sam Presti's plane was already on its way back to OKC. I almost thought like, wow, did iHeart just say, look, I'm going back to New York, and just turn them away? Because those meetings don't last 2 hours and then you're gone. But I guess he listened to their pitch and said, let me sleep on it. Discussed it with his family, his dad, his new wife. Again, salute to Isaiah Hartenstein, who recently also got married. And Oklahoma City made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
Listen, a 3-year deal.
3 years, $87 million.
He could have refused.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
No.
He could have refused it. He chose not to refuse it, but he could have refused it. How old is iHeart? How old is iHeart?
26.
Huh?
26.
26 years old, which means that if he took the Knick deal, he would have been 29. He would have got a deal. He would have got a max deal.
He would have been 30. The Knicks offered him 72 for 4.
He was 18 per, but the 3-year deal was 29 per and 11 million more.
Yes,
$11 million difference.
That new wife must be very expensive.
It ain't even that, bro. I mean, come on.
Listen, she's lived in LA and New York with him.
We talking about life-changing money.
Listen.
Right. That's legacy money right there.
Listen, I congratulate him. I'm glad he got his bag. I just feel a little way, man. Like, I wanted to run it back with the whole squad and add McCall, but we don't. We did as well. I think it would have been great to do.
And I'm waiting for J-Mac to come back because we have to dissect the nuances of it, because a lot of the things that I've seen, a lot of Knick fans, and y'all tweet share this out to your Knick fans who were upset. Oh, and there were lots of them that were upset over this iHeart deal, over the Isaiah Hartenstein deal. Let's make it abundantly clear to you so that you guys understand. The way the NBA collective bargaining and contracts work, the way those agreements work is there are certain tiers depending upon what level you are in your career, where you are drafted, what kind of numbers you put up, and those and how long you've been with the team. Those are things that determine what your contract status is. So, because Isaiah Hartenstein originally signed with the Knicks as a free agent with a 2-year deal on a 2-year deal initially, the Knicks could have no more than his early bird rights, which changes the amount. In order to have full bird rights with the team, you have to have played at least 3 full seasons with that team. iHeart only had 2, but because it was only a 2-year deal initially, because again, I don't think the Knicks or even iHeart thought he was going to have this breakout year that he had, that he took the 2-year deal initially to give himself a home in New York for a couple of years. But that if there was one mistake Leon Rose and his team made, it was inking him for 2 years instead of 3, which kept us from getting the full bird rights. So with the early bird rights, because the Knicks have early bird rights, all early bird rights really give you a couple of advantages in negotiations. The first thing it does is it allows you a window of negotiation where no other team during free agency can negotiate with that player. That's between the end of the NBA Finals and July 1st. That is your window. It also allows you to offer a year more than any other team can offer. It also allows you, because of that extra year, you can end up offering more money with full bird rights. With early bird rights, it's a little different. You are capped with how much you can offer as far as a max contract, which means you can only go 40% above what the original deal's cap value was. So for iHeart and his original deal with the Knicks, that 40% more put them at the $18 million range. Now, that would have been great under the old CBA because other teams would have been capped out. But with the new collective bargaining agreement going into effect, teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder, which, again, brilliant move by Sam Presti, was able to compete, but also clear enough cap space. And kudos to him for the Josh Giddey deal, because that cleared up some more room, which allowed him to get Alex Caruso and then offer a contract to him that blew them out of the way. I look at it the same way the Houston Rockets did to the New York Knicks with the Jeremy Lin deal. Because what blew the Knicks out of the water in the Jeremy Lin deal all those years ago, it wasn't because, again, he was a restricted free agent, but they put a poison pill at the back end of that contract, which means whatever they offered, if he signed the offer sheet, the Knicks would have had to guarantee. And that last year of that Jeremy Lin contract was a balloon payment of something like $16 million a year, which would have been unheard of for an unproven point guard at that time. Which, by the way, for those of y'all who think Melo didn't want Jeremy Lin to get the deal, that was incorrect. His statement that he made on X that year, well, it was still called Twitter, where he said that's insane money, was talking about that last year of the contract, not about the overall deal. He was talking about the fact that Houston was willing to pay Jeremy Lin $16 million in the last year, an unproven 2-week-long
and at that time,
player.
$16 million was a lot of money.
Right, especially for
then.
an undrafted, unproven player. So that's what Melo was calling insane. He wasn't saying that Jeremy Lin didn't deserve it. In fact, he talks about at 7 p.m. in Brooklyn how him and Baron Davis were trying to get him to market the whole the whole insanity thing and make some extra money off of it, because Melo has always been about his business. So for those of you like Bishop L who feel like iHeart could have taken less money to stay in New York, yeah, you could have. But as Andre Iguodala so greatly pointed out, again, shout out to 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. It's the second best sports podcast out there beside ours. But 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, Melo does an amazing job with Miro. And they had Andre Iguodala on last week. And
yeah, he was great. He was great.
He broke that thing down about how being a team guy and wanting to win, he took less money. He goes out, does great, wins an NBA Finals, wins the NBA Finals MVP, and then the team devalued him, all because they were able to point back to that previous contract. And this is the model, and Melo said it. This is why, as players, we always go get the bag. It's never personal. We've got to get our money because at the end of the day, it is a business.
It's a business. It's a business. I think we have seen that this week. It's a business. And not only is it a business, it's a business that has been built on the backs of Black youth for years.
Oh, especially from David Stern's NBA. Absolutely.
And so that's what's going to lead me to why I felt a little repentive earlier.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to wait for Keisha to get on so we can get into that, because I definitely do want to talk about that, because I see your point. I absolutely do. I think it's a great point. I'll be honest, I still have an issue with the fact of who's involved, but I'll get to that. Willie Green said, let's talk about a pickup that nobody's talking about. Yes. So, as we also know, Klay Thompson was essentially pushed aside by the Golden State Warriors. And he lands in Dallas.
What a way to go out. I mean,
yeah.
not to step over you, but
no, you good.
Wow, that the way that they did it. I mean,
did y'all see the clip though? Did y'all see the clip?
Yes, that's a very funny clip. You got to go.
You got to go. You should not be a Tim forever.
That was hilarious.
They did my dude dirty.
They did him dirty. They absolutely did him dirty. But in the aftermath of that, or collateral damage from that, not sure what the plan of the Golden State Warriors is right now. They're not in a rebuild, so to speak. Otherwise, they would have blown the whole thing up. But along with Klay Thompson, they also did not tender another Hall of Fame player, Chris Paul.
Well, I didn't expect them to do Chris, but
Chris Paul was due $30 million this year.
Yeah, so that's why I was going there. Yeah,
they waived him, which interestingly enough, they didn't buy him out, which means they're still going to pay him his $30 million. But you're going to pay this man $30 million to not play for your team. That says a lot. But in the aftermath of it, Chris Paul lands with Wemby in San Antonio.
I think that's a good move.
Yeah, Chris Paul at 38 is still a serviceable enough point guard to where Wemby's gonna be ridiculous next season.
And the other kids that are there with him, the other kids, he's gonna be a leader and a voice in that locker room.
They get a chance to learn from one of the all-time great winners in our league. And granted, yes, he's never won a title, but Chris Paul is a winner.
He's a competitor,
and he's never gonna win a title.
Unfortunately, that is absolutely.
If he
true.
does, he'll be on somebody's bench, like T-Mac was when he was on San Antonio. He'll just sit on the bench. T-Mac was on one of those championship teams on the bench.
Yeah, he was on the bench.
San Antonio.
As Miss Carter joins us. We're still dealing with free agency right now. We're not even there yet. We're working backwards. We're gonna go to the draft.
Well,
in a
I was
minute.
gonna tell you, I don't got too long. I'm in my car, so you know.
We're gonna turn you loose. Don't worry.
So
I don't got too long, but go ahead.
So So you know what? We'll put a pin in free agency, and we will come back to it.
Yeah, but we got to get to Jason Tatum.
I'm only talking to two people right now. Two people. Okay.
You're only talking to two people? Because
two people.
You still not talking to Bishop Butler?
Who? Oh.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We play nice on this show.
Oh, okay.
We play nice on this show. So NBA draft took place last Wednesday and Thursday. First ever 2-day draft. Round 1 was pretty uneventful. And a few surprises with some guys who didn't get selected in the first round. But the real thing that everybody's been talking about is the second round of the NBA draft, which took place on Thursday at 4 p.m. With the 55th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers selected LeBron James Jr. out of the University of Southern California. LeBron James Jr., as we know, the son of LeBron James Sr., now goes to fulfill his father's wish to play with his son before he retires. And there's been a lot made about that. Now, I have a take on. I have a few takes on that that we'll get into. But if you guys could have been privy to our group chat over the last 5 days,
non-stop.
Keisha and Elle have been going at each other for 5 days straight.
I was going at her on Saturday, though. She was coming at me, boy. The day it happened.
I don't feel like me and Key was going at it, though. Like, I really don't feel like that. But okay, you know what? Listen.
Wait, what is that?
We don't own the rights to the music.
All right. Shut it off. This is
I apologize, yo.
He apologizes with song.
As you should. And don't ever do that with my girl, Nita Baker.
Listen, real talk. Okay, let's air it out right now. All right?
Let's go.
Let's air it out right now. I'm not mad at LeBron getting his kid a job. Everybody should do that for their sons. I'm not even upset about it. My only issue is, if it was really about that, take him at 17. Why not take him at 17?
Right. It's not like the Lakers didn't have a pick in the first round.
They had that pick at 17. Take him at 17, let him get a little more money. Whoever they picked at 17 was going to be available at 55 if you really wanted them. Because the draft was weak. I see what they're saying. I catch you. Yo, real talk. I really want this kid to succeed, to be honest with you.
Same here.
At the point that he's there, I really want him to succeed, because I would hate for him to have to go through the scrutiny of not succeeding after getting drafted, because that's what's going to kill. That kid may be on suicide watch if he have a bad couple of seasons, especially when his father's out of here, because his father's out of here in a year or two. When his father's out of here.
LeBron's looking for a 3-year deal, by the way.
Oh, my God, this guy's trying to play till he's 50.
They're going to give it to him, too. He's going to get it.
Of course they are. No, without question. So I'm just trying to figure out why they didn't pick him at 17. And come on, Braun. Like, they were you, and this is not the kid's fault. This is not.
And that's why I want the kid to succeed. Exactly.
This has nothing to do with Bronny. Bronny worked. He did what he had to do. He played ball. AAU. Cayenne is gonna bust his tail when he gets in the league, though.
His brother is gonna bust him, but I'm not over jump you. I'm not gonna jump you.
Bryce is gonna put a
Bryce is gonna be a lottery pick.
Okay, I'm just
saying.
Yeah, Bryce is gonna be a lottery pick. If he continues on the trajectory he's on, Bryce is gonna be a lottery pick.
I know this is good for LeBron fans, and I'm not a LeBron hater. I appreciate what this dude has done for the game. I remember watching him and Melo play that nationally televised ESPN game in high school. It was amazing to see.
Oak Hill versus St. Mary's.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like it was jam-packed in the arena and everything. I get it.
Melo gave Braun the business in the game.
I didn't want to bring that up
because I remember it too, and that's listen.
But Melo always gave him the business. But
LeBron said it. He said, "Listen, Melo destroys me." He had.
So did LeBron say Melo should have my Rookie of the Year trophy too?
Let's not have that conversation.
He won't ever confess that.
I'm still
he won't
mad
ever
about
confess that.
No.
But Key, I'm sorry.
Melo should have won Rookie of the Year.
I ain't got no smoke with you. We just having a sports debate over why this kid got drafted in the first place. It is a little bit of privilege.
Nepotism.
Not a
It's
little bit,
little
a lot of bit of privilege.
But at the end of the day, here's how I'm gonna spin it. LeBron has made a lot of money for the league, a ton of money for the league.
He has.
He has done a lot for the league. He has brought billions of dollars to the league. That's one. Two, he has gone through a 20-year career, no scandal, no issues, no nothing. I don't even think he's ever had a suspension.
No.
And I don't even think
Squeaky clean.
I don't think he's ever been fined.
No.
Right.
No, I don't remember him being fined.
He has literally, LeBron has architecturally engineered his own career. He has gone wherever he wants to go in order to win. And he did that all while being an upstanding NBA citizen. The league, in my opinion...
Oh, no, Willie, you're right. Okay, Willie said he's been ejected before and fined in Cleveland. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The league, in my opinion, after 20-something years of being a stand-up citizen of the NBA, nigga, if I want you to pick my son, that's what you do. I ain't even gonna hold you at I had to think about it. If I want y'all to pick my son, that's what you do. Because that's the same thing as LeBron saying, yo, I want y'all to go get Carmelo. Or yo, I want y'all to go get this person. That's a free agent. This one's a free agent. I want you to go get him. And at the end of the day, LeBron has that team right here. Right here. And if I say, I want y'all to go get my son, and we're going to develop him on top of the fact that my blood, my genes have already proven greatness, and he's made up with the same genes, you owe it to me. You don't even owe it to him. You owe it to me to give him a shot. You owe it to me. And I don't want him no place else, and I don't want him playing anywhere else. I want to be able to develop my own son on the team that I'm on, and y'all owe it to me. And at the end of the day, I can't even be upset about that. Now, if he's going to be good or not, we will see this coming week because summer camp starts. So we're going to find out in the next couple of days if he can hold his own. And we're going to find out in October if he's ready for these lights. And I want him to be. I want him to be. But as far as him getting picked, I'm not even beefing about that. Real talk, the NBA, in my opinion, and I'm saying it on our show, apologetically and repentive, real talk, the league owed it. Or matter of fact, I won't even say the league. The Lakers owed it to LeBron to pick whoever he said pick. If he said go and pick Joe Schmo from Valley Stream High School, they had no other choice but to pick him. No other choice. He came in there, he held the organization up after the death of Kobe, won a championship for them in the bubble, which is one of the hardest things to do. He keeps fans in the seats. Say what you want. The Lakers owed it to him. And, he got what he wanted. And he's been getting what he wanted for the last 20-something years. So, kudos to LeBron for being able to work the system the way that he has worked the system. And if they never pay him another contract that he wants, give me what I want. This is what I want. I want my son on my team in the same jersey as me, working out with me, developing and starting his NBA career in the family business. Point blank.
Everything you said is great, except for one problem. The LA Lakers are not the family business.
The
Allow me
NBA
to-
is.
Allow me to explain. This talk about nepotism. Nepotism is usually meted out by people who are owners in companies. LeBron James is not an owner. LeBron James is a player, a de facto employee. So, yes, agreed. 20 years of exceptional play, 20 years of exceptional character, all of those things. Kudos to LeBron. 4 championships. Yes, everything you said, L, is absolutely true. But that's not your team. You held up an NBA franchise to get what you wanted. Now, kudos to him for being able to pull it off. But as a fan, I'm not going to be happy about that. Because there are other players, and it goes back to the original point you made. If he's worth it, draft him at 17. Why have y'all's agent, because he's both LeBron and Bronny's agent, why have y'all's agent calling people and calling the 31 other teams in the league and telling them, don't draft him or he's going to go to Australia for a year? You're manipulating. Listen, people have compared it to Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft and different ones who have placed their sons in leadership positions and hired them for coaching positions. No, that's not it. It's, you know why? Yes, it's still nepotism, but nobody questions it because they had the autonomy to do so. LeBron does not have autonomy. He's a highly paid employee. This was manipulation. That's my issue with it. You manipulated your way into it. No, let me finish this point. Because if Bronny is good enough, which I believe he will be, I want to be clear. I like the kid. I actually like his game. I think it will translate well into the NBA. I stick by what I said. I think he should have at least stayed another year or 2 in college and continue to develop his strength and get better and be ready to be a lottery pick by the end of his junior year. But LeBron's ego said, I don't have that long, so you need to come out now so I can have this legacy moment. I've been saying it from the beginning. This was about LeBron's ego. And I hope Bronny does amazing. But as far as LeBron goes, that's an issue for me. Because now you've taken away your sunshine. You've taken away his ability to be his own man. He will be compared to his father for the rest of his life because of this. What father wants that for his child? What good father wants that for his child? And for your son, Bronny said that he wants to stay. LeBron James Jr. never had to play NBA basketball. His legacy is secure. Why? Because his father's a freaking billionaire. That money is there forever. That's life-changing money. That's legacy-changing money. Why couldn't he be allowed to do this on his own?
He did do it on his own.
He didn't. 4.8 points per game in his freshman year was not good enough to get him drafted this year. Notice I said this year because I stand by what I said. I think Bronny will be a good pro, and he probably would have been at least a first rounder by the end of his junior year. Even if he gets drafted because his name is LeBron James Jr., he would have been better than he was this year. But based upon this 1 year in college, if you average 4.8 points a game in the Pac-12, you think you're going in the top 60? You're not. I'm not going in the top 60. J-Mac. Keisha's not going in the top 16 in the WNBA draft, averaging 4.8 points per game in her freshman year. And I get it. His father's cachet allows for this, and that's fine. But you don't bully your way into it. Because
I don't think he bullied his way, though. When I'm looking at it,
you don't think that telling the Lakers you got to take my son and having your agent tell everybody else and lay off so I can get him drafted where I want, you don't think that's bullying? Because it's called a draft for a reason. The draft is you go where the team picks you.
Did anybody actually come out and say that that's what Rich Paul did?
Yes.
Rich Paul said it.
Rich Paul said it.
You know it's legit.
Yeah, he said it.
Bishop McCain, you can go ahead. You was about to say something?
Well, I'm not going to speak as long because I know you said you gotta go. My thing is this. I want to address this part. There's 2 parts I want to address. The first thing is everybody keeps saying, "Oh, it's only the 55th pick." It's only it's only the 55th pick. Well, if it's only the 55th pick, why did Rich Paul manipulate them to sign a regular deal instead of a two-way contract? Every other 55th pick that was picked has to compete for a spot on the team. So if we're gonna say it don't matter at 55, okay,
right.
but we're not treating him.
J-Mac, you're right. Yes,
we're not treating him like a normal 55th pick. And I didn't say it the other day on the thread. I didn't say it online, but I was waiting for this. You can't say it's just a normal 55th pick. It has no consequence because they didn't sign him like a normal 55th pick. He's playing in October. He's going on the floor, regardless if he's good, bad, or ugly. He's playing.
He has
any other
55th deal.
Any other 55th pick doesn't get a guaranteed deal. And I want you to Google it, D-Lo, and see who was the last 55th pick to sign a contract at 55 in the draft. So all it's about, it doesn't matter. It's okay. No, if we're gonna be real about it, let's be real. Come on, stop it. It's not just any 55th pick. It's not. And let's stop saying it's of no consequence, because it is. It is of consequence.
I agree with you, J-Mac. I agree with you.
But let me finish my second point, and then I promise I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let y'all talk. My second point is that we keep talking about is of no consequence. What about the message that's being sent to these kids that work hard all their life? Now, I'm not saying don't give Bronny the spot. I'm like you, L. I'm not saying don't give Bronny the spot. I said it to my wife because she agrees that it was great, it was wonderful, it's history. I get all of that. But my thing is this. We're going to have to start changing. If this is what we accepting, then we got to start giving our kids the whole. We can't say, we can no longer preach. We can no longer tell our kids hard work pays off. We have to now tell them hard work can pay off, but it's also who you know. We have to augment that conversation for the kids that are coming after this. Because regardless of what we say, how nice and what is, there's somebody right now who's hurt. And you said it, L, about Bronny being on suicide watch. Who knows how hard a kid is taking it right now that this guy at 4.8 a game is getting drafted because his father is the superstar in the NBA and he don't have the numbers. We got to look at the whole thing. And that's all I ever said. Let's look at everything. Let's not just focus on Bronny and celebrating him, but let's also think about the kids that were deserving.
There are kids who had great numbers in college who fell in the draft because they had a bad combine.
And I was going to say, because I brought it up in the chat, and Keith said, I brought up two players in the Pac-12, and she said that they on her page, there was a guy that said they had bad combines. Well, guess what? The combine don't guarantee you that you're going to be a great NBA player either if you have a great combine. We've seen NFL players have combines off the chart, get in the NFL and stink.
Yep.
Because the combine doesn't mean anything. It just means you're physically available and physically great. But it doesn't mean that it translates onto the court or the field.
Charlie Ward won the Heisman Trophy.
And never got a sniff.
And played in the NBA.
That used to be the running joke in New York. Who's the best quarterback in New York? Charlie Ward.
Right, he played for the Knicks.
That used to be the running joke in New York.
Yep.
Who's the greatest quarterback in New York? You remember that, L? Yeah. You know that's be the running joke here. Who's the greatest quarterback in New York? Because at that time the Jets had a stinking quarterback, and the Giants had Dave Brown. Y'all remember Dave Brown?
Yep.
Danny Cannell. That's who the Giants was trotting out there. So they used to say, who was the best quarterback in New York? Charlie Ward. So yes, so that's my only concern.
I was looking at it as a fan. I had an opportunity to look at it as a father.
I get it. I get it.
No, I'm not. And again, I'm not.
That's what I said.
I'm not.
Everything you said was right.
I agree with what you said about because of course I want to push my son or my daughter.
If I got a kid that's eligible for the draft, I'm on a team. Y'all going to get my son. I don't even care. That's my son, and I want him on the team. And if y'all want me to stay here, I want him on the team.
And I get that. But again, my only point is then we got to start having the whole conversation with the kids from now on. We can't just keep telling them hard work pays off. No, you got to tell them, no, there's a possibility, son. You can work hard. There's a possibility, daughter, you can work hard. And somebody can have less numbers than you. You can have more ability and not get drafted. We gotta make sure we put that in. That's all I'm saying. We can't just say hard work pays off because this is evident right here. I'm not saying that Bronny didn't work hard, but I'm saying there's somebody that worked harder than him.
And again, I stand by it. I don't think he didn't work hard. I think he worked very hard. I just don't think he's ready.
I saw his workout video the other day.
Yeah, he works hard.
In New York. I saw him in New York. I saw him when they were here. I saw the workout video. Somebody even made a joke and said, boy, don't get caught up on this because Ben Simmons makes open jump shots too. But that's besides the point.
That's terrible.
But it's true. We've seen Ben Simmons look good when he's shooting by himself. So what I'm saying is hats off to LeBron, hats off to Bronny, but let's not lose sight of those kids. And there were 54 other teams that passed over those kids too. So I'm not I'm not absolving them, L. Listen, I'm not absolving them. I'm not.
Obviously, there was another option as well. He could have not gotten drafted, and like
he could have went in as an undrafted free agent.
He could have gotten but because they had to use the draft pick because those kids that usually are undrafted end up on two-way deals from the beginning. And Rich Paul, again, that's that manipulation. We're not taking a two-way deal.
We're not taking a two-way deal. So yeah, it was manipulated in a way. It was, and okay, I'm fine with it, but let's not ignore.
Right.
The fact that there's some other factors going on here. That's all I'm saying.
Willie Green says there's an elephant in the room. Even though he's been cleared to play, LeBron also, I believe, looked at his health and was not going to wait for uncertainty. He knows that would have played a role eventually. So his window to get him in my opinion, was now. I can respect that, but he was medically cleared and given 100% clearance.
No, I'm gonna go with what L said in the chat on Friday. I'm gonna go with what he said. Mm-hmm. Next year's draft is a strong draft.
It is. So Bronny would have had to ball out.
He had to get him in this year.
Yeah, because he wouldn't have got him in next year.
Because it already smelled of how heavy getting him in this year. Yeah. But next year
wouldn't have been a chance.
And then the year after would have been no picnic either because his own
who's coming out in that draft?
His own brother and a young man by the name of Kiyan Anthony.
Kiyan Anthony, exactly. So he had to go this year. But these are the things that nobody want to talk about, or they don't know. But that's why I said when Butler said what he said in the chat Friday or Saturday when we were throwing Saturday, we was talking. That's the key. He had to get him in this draft. He had to because those upcoming drafts, Bronny is not going to stack up to those top picks at all. Probably. And these are guys, especially Carmelo's son, to have to be compared to him. Oh, no, we couldn't do that. We had to make it this year so it could be all about Bronny.
This dude
in a weak draft.
42 against the best players in the country.
Yes. So that's what I attributed more to that.
Kiyan is a problem.
He's a problem.
He's a problem.
I told my wife, I said, you don't even know what's coming. You have no idea.
That's a storm.
You have no idea what's coming. And it's brewing. It's brewing.
And the thing about it is that Melo is feeding him
all of this.
You know he is.
He's telling him, take a look at this. Look at this. You gonna get it on your you gonna do it on your own merit, son.
Yeah. And
Melo went on record and said he's like, honestly, he said like we're not even thinking about one and done.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I want Cayenne to get the full college experience. So if it takes 2 or 3 years, then that's what it takes.
Yeah.
But that's how much confidence he has in his son's ability.
He's gonna be a beast, man.
But like we said, Bronny's brother, Bryce is better than him.
Bryce is better than Bronny. That's
He's
true.
better.
And he's bigger.
And that's what I'm saying. He's better than him. And everybody, but again, we got casual fans that don't go and look and see. Bryce is I'm telling you, anybody that's on this broadcast listening, Bryce is better than Bronny, guys.
Bryce is already doing his father's moves.
He's already doing what his pops is doing. He ain't just living out there shooting jumpers.
Yeah.
He's driving, he's playing bully ball. He's coming down the lane. And nobody can stop him one-on-one. Nope. This is Bryce.
And he's 17. And he's coming.
He's coming.
He's 17. Cayenne 17. Like, listen. And Cayenne is probably going to lead OSL to the New York State Championship next year.
Listen, I don't have anything against Bronny.
Not at all.
But I agree. You made a great point, Bishop D'Lo, and that was he's not an owner. Bron is not an owner. He's an employee, a highly paid one, but he's an employee. And he manipulated. He said, "Listen, if you don't," he said, "Listen, I'm not going to sign if you don't put him on, and y'all going to give him an NBA contract at 50 at number 55." Nobody. I need you to maybe you look it up. I don't know. I can't remember the 55th pick, Bishop D'Lo and Bishop L. I can't remember. You laughed at L. Yes, sir, you laughed at. I can't read. So everybody, it's only the 55th. Okay, but it's only the 55th pick. Why are we treating it differently? If it's not manipulation, why are we treating it differently? Then treat him like a normal 55th pick. But it didn't happen. Rich Paul told them dudes, you ain't giving him a two-way. And
it's a multi-year guarantee contract.
You hear this?
By the way, it's a multi-year deal.
It's all right. He's strong on them. That's what he did.
Most second-round picks, if they do get a partially guaranteed deal, it's a 1-year contract. You got a year to make yourself useful for us.
That's all I'm saying. Let's not act like this is just the norm. Not the norm, but it's of no consequence that he's picked at 55. And my third point I want to make is this. Even if Bronny pans out, he's still going to be scrutinized the way that he got in. He's never, ever, ever, ever going to live down the way that he got in. He's never going to live it down. And that's why I agree with Bishop D'Lo on that too. Bron didn't think about that. He was thinking about himself. I just want to play with my son. But what about the pressure you're going to put on you leaving? You talking about legacy? The legacy is you got put in there and you got put on because of your pops. I don't care what you're doing now. When you came in here, you wasn't doing it. And who gets a chance to develop in the NBA like that?
And even if he becomes serviceable, but it never becomes an all-star, he doesn't live that down.
I'm telling you, he's under immense amount of pressure.
Because Tim Hardaway Jr. has not lived up to Tim Hardaway Sr.
at all.
But you don't hear anybody with anything about it because Tim Hardaway Jr. was allowed to do it on his own. Gary Payton II, he's nowhere near the glove, but he's a serviceable NBA player, and he's lauded because he was allowed to do it on his own. LeBron James Jr. is not going to receive that because
John Barry, Brent Barry, the Barry brothers, they came in the league. Listen, they had to make their own way, and they had, like you said, serviceable careers. But it wasn't nothing to write home about. Brent Barry never played a day of defense in his life. He could jump out the gym.
Yeah.
Brent Barry won the dunk contest, and he's noted
that's his claim to fame.
His claim to fame is dunking from the free throw line in his warm up jacket.
In his warm up jacket.
That's it. But Bronny is going to be held to it. He's not going to be allowed. It's going to be a media circus every day. Every day.
The circus. all season long. The LA Lakers are going to be a circus all year long.
And that's why I don't think it's about winning a championship anymore. You hire.
And we left that part out. And you got your boy hired as the coach.
That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm going.
You're an employee.
He's not. He's more than an employee.
He's an employee.
He's a de facto GM.
He is a very influential part.
He's a de facto GM. Stop this, Butler.
Michael Thompson. Well, Clay.
Clay
exceeded Michael Thompson.
None of y'all had influence on your jobs. Right now, D, you could get anybody hired you want right now. D, don't do that. You can get anybody on your job. You have influence on your job. You can get anybody hired right now if you want it.
He can, but does he?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
The right situation hasn't presented itself in order for him to do it.
But
because
even
if
with
the right
that,
situation presents itself, he will.
But
don't tell me that he won't, because that's my man. I know he will. If the right situation presents itself,
the right situation with the right skill set. Because since my name is going to be on it, I got to make sure you're able to do this job. And again, it's not to say Bronny's not going to be able to do the job.
Saying the same thing. LeBron is saying the same thing. He's saying, I put my name on it. As a matter of fact, my name is going to be on it. Go sell the jerseys because my name is on it. That's what Bron is saying. He said, I'm putting my name on the line. I heard him say it earlier. He was like, yo, I'm telling you right now, he's ready. That's what he said about his son before all this draft stuff. He said, my son is ready. If the man say his son is ready, what? Only thing I say is pick him at 17.
Agreed. And stop telling other teams that you can, because it's a draft. It's a draft.
But it was about LeBron. He wanted to play with him.
Eli Manning did the same thing too. Eli Manning was like, don't pick him.
And Eli, and not for nothing, Manning got killed for it.
Archie Manning.
Archie and Eli got killed for that.
Yes,
John Elway did it too.
John Elway got killed for it.
Yep, but you know what happened? It translated into parades.
It did, but again, we're talking about guys who. There is a but. These were number one overall picks who just didn't want to pay for the sucky team that was picking number one. This isn't a play. If we were talking about Bronny as the consensus overall number one pick, and LeBron wanted to steer him a certain way, this would be a completely different conversation.
I understand what you're saying, but yo, let's real talk, because at the end of the day, the kid is in.
He's in.
Let's talk hypotheticals now. What happens if he proves everybody wrong?
I don't think anybody's waiting for him to bomb. I don't think
we all gotta eat crow at that point, though.
No, I think everybody. I think the problem is the process.
I just don't want to believe that the Lakers are gonna pick this kid if he doesn't have some kind of readiness.
Why wouldn't you believe that if LeBron is holding over their head, if you don't pick him, I'm not coming back?
The Lakers are owned by the Buss family.
If that's the case, then LeBron shouldn't have threatened that he wasn't coming back.
Dr. Jerry Buss, God rest his soul, was the inventor of Showtime. He was all about the showmanship. When he took over as the owner of the Lakers, one of the first things that he wanted to do was he wanted to create a show in LA, which is why he did a lot of the things that he did initially. He's the one who created the Laker girls and all of this stuff. That family still owns it. You don't think Showtime is in Jeannie's blood? David Wright joins us.
And that's why I think it's more than just. I don't think it's about winning a championship out
at
there.
this point. No, not right now.
I think it's about the show. I think it is. I don't think it's about. I mean, Laker fans are about championships. I don't think at this point you can look at what's going on and say that they're serious about winning a championship. I just don't think you can say that.
I just want to say one thing before we move any further. Viewers, none of us are responsible for anything that Davey Wright says.
Put the disclaimer out there now. David Wright joins us fresh. Listen, you just got out of Bible study. You just
Don't
got
even
out of
matter.
Bible study, right?
It don't even matter because the things that he is capable of saying, y'all, they're funny, hilarious, but ain't none of us responsible for
Right.
anything he
You
says.
just got out of
We're
Bible
not-
study, right?
We're not cutting
Stay
him
with
off
the
tonight.
Lord, right?
We're not cutting
Stay
him
with
off
the
tonight.
Lord.
We're not
I'm
stopping
gonna be
him
good.
tonight. All I'm saying is, ain't none of us responsible for what comes out of John David Wright's mouth tonight. All right,
Exactly.
go on.
Wait, before he goes, J-Mac, I'm unable to find a 55th pick who signed a guaranteed deal in their first contract. The most recent was the two in 21 in 2022 who finally got guaranteed money in his fourth year.
Okay. And that just speaks to my point. That's all. I wanted to know. I just wanted to know.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, so Dave, we've been talking about a lot. Let's get you caught up. We know you've been teaching the Saints. We talked about we worked backwards tonight. We talked about free agency first. We talked about losing Isaiah Hartenstein, and we explained to the people how it wasn't that the Knicks didn't want to match. It was that they really, because of the rules, they could not.
Knicks hate.
Right.
It was Knicks hate.
No, because there were Knicks fans that were saying because they don't understand the rules. Most casuals don't understand.
But we had Knicks haters talking about, the Knicks messed up again. The Knicks let him walk. The Knicks did not let him walk. What are you talking about?
I don't pay any attention to those people because they're dumb. Just dumb. They're dumb.
Right.
They're
Yeah, I ignore those folks. Those are the people I just completely ignore. But
right.
I wanted to talk to the Knicks fans who maybe didn't understand that this was not the Knicks' choice. Right after the NBA Finals, they offered him 4 years, $72 million, and they had to hope that other teams didn't offer him more money because of the way the rules are. And Oklahoma City said, "Nah, bro, we want him."
We had no
so we're gonna give him the bag.
And they gave him the bag. I don't think there's ever been a backup center that got $30 million a year.
Overseer Jay Henson, just want to be clear. I said, no, we're not saying you, Jason. We're not saying you, Hendrickson. You good. You good. On this point, you're good. No, he didn't say nothing about the Hartenstein situation. He didn't say anything. So he does get a pass for that. But we're gonna talk about your $619 million wings. in just a minute. But go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, it was nothing we could do. We offered him the max that we can offer him. And I'm glad he got his money. I'm glad he got his bag.
Yeah.
But I can't see. I think OKC overpaid for him.
I agree.
Demanded $29 million a year. That's more than Jalen Brunson's getting. That's more than Bridges is getting. Can you imagine if we signed him to that kind of a deal? And our superstar?
He's making more than Julius Randle. I checked. Julius Randle only getting 28 next season.
We couldn't do that. We just got to pray that Mitchell Robinson can be the Mitchell Robinson that we need him to be.
Listen,
that's where our hope is.
If he's healthy and he plays the way he played at the beginning of last season before the initial injury, where he was on par to probably win the Defensive Player of the Year through the first third of the season, then we're gonna be fine. He's just got to stay on the court.
It was a runaway.
He just has to stay on the court.
It was a runaway for Defensive Player of the Year. He was out rebounding teams.
Yeah, by himself.
Okay.
But those graphics, they were like, okay, the Magic have 12 offensive rebounds. Mitchell Robinson has 15. It was ridiculous.
He was out rebounding. They were doing tallies of how many rebounds he had through like 10 games, 15 games.
Right.
He had more rebounds than some of the teams.
Yes.
So
and don't forget, last playoffs against Cleveland, he wore that boy. What's his name out there in Cleveland?
He dominated Jared Allen. He dominated
Jared Allen, and anybody else Cleveland threw at him. So I think if Mitch can come back and be Mitch, we good. We're gonna miss Hartenstein, but I think if Mitch can come do what he need to do and Jericho Simmons take a step up, we'll Jericho Sims rather. We might be good. Now, y'all explain to me, how is Boston able to pay all this money?
CBA.
Because they're selling a team.
Soon as they announced that contract, dude said, I'm selling this team.
They selling the team and they getting all their money back, baby. Believe it.
My man said, I'm going to give you this contract because your contract is not going to be my problem in 5 years. So
it ain't going to be a problem in 2 years.
Right. Take this money.
How much they selling the team for?
Well, the Boston Celtics are currently valued at $4.6 billion, which means they'll probably get about $6 billion for that sale.
Yes, sir.
They'll probably get about $6 billion. I mean, that's still nothing compared to what the Knicks are valued at. The Knicks value is off the charts. So
that's why Dolan won't sell.
Right. Dolan ain't crazy. Dolan's never selling this team. It's too valuable. It's too valuable. I am surprised because teams like the Celtics, the teams like the Lakers, the Knicks, you never really ever hear about them being sold. Even when there was the transfer of power, because it wasn't really a sale. When ITT and Cablevision had the joint venture and ITT wanted to get out when they both owned the Knicks, Rangers, and the Garden together, ITT didn't even try to sell to another investor. They just sold the rest of it to Cablevision and just said, here, just take all of it. And that's how Dolan ended up with the team. So, teams like that don't generally, the marquee franchises in the NBA, they don't get sold. So this is surprising. This is very surprising.
They're selling
Absolutely.
And the Boston Celtics are moving to Massapequa.
Long Island? Long Island? They're moving to Massapequa, Long Island? Right?
Mm-hmm. They're going to play at the UBS Arena.
Y'all talking about them Brooklyn Nets?
No, we talk about the Celtics. Bishop L said that the Celtics are going to be sold and be moved to Massapequa.
They're gonna move. They're gonna be playing at Elmont at the UBS.
At the UBS,
where the horses used to be.
They still there.
So let's talk about this Tatum contract.
Yo, now did y'all talk about LeBron and Lil Bronny?
That's what we've been talking about for the last 30 minutes. Keisha was on for a
while. Here we go.
So David, let's get your take on.
He's getting ready to say, David, don't you say nothing about Dwayne Wade's son.
I got to.
No. Dave, no.
Listen, we just got out of Pride Month, buddy.
Hey, even more.
What you say?
Even more. Because for two things. First of all, I saw a clip of Dwayne Wade's son. No, come back, Lo. Come back, Lo.
I'm scared.
I saw a clip.
I'm scared.
Don't you get over here. Now, this is true.
Hendrix said, don't encourage him.
I saw a clip of Dwayne Wade's son walking the red carpet at one of the highest valued fashion shows. They had him in heels. He couldn't hardly walk in the heels. And he was walking like them church folks that wear their shoes too tight, look like pigs in a blanket.
They got cankles.
He was walking like that, and I said to myself, he's only on that high stage because of who his father is. And nobody had a problem with it. They didn't have a problem with Dwayne Wade opening doors in the fashion industry and pushing his son up faster than the folks that went to modeling school, the folks that are the greatest models and all of that stuff. They pushed this boy up because he was Dwayne Wade's son. But when LeBron James' son got sneakers on and playing basketball,
he got sneakers on.
They got a problem with that, and they cause all this ruckus. Because if that's nepotism, then Dwayne Wade's son getting all of this modeling attention. He ain't no model. He ain't no fashion model. I don't want to see him. in no heels, modeling the latest fashions. Doing that because his father opened the door for him, and okay, so be it. But LeBron James opened the door for Bronny, and everybody wants to go crazy about it, and it's not fair. Magic Johnson's son is 7 feet tall.
Okay, all right. You know what? You know.
Okay.
Don't stop him. Hey, man. That's why I put out the disclaimer. Don't stop him, Davey.
No.
Go ahead, Davey. Go ahead.
They got this power forward on all of these shows. All these shows, all that. If he was your ordinary, because he ain't that cute neither. If he was your ordinary 7 foot,
Oh my God.
I know some big choir directors that got fruit in their sugar. I know that they don't push them up.
So wait
They
a
don't
minute,
push them
Davey.
up.
So wait a minute, Davey. In essence, here's what you're saying. If it's okay for society to push a sexual gender down our throats, what's wrong with Bron making sure his son gets in the league?
Absolutely.
It shouldn't be nothing
Absolutely.
wrong with it. If it's okay for you to push that down our throats, then why is it not okay for LeBron to get his son in the league?
Absolutely.
If
It's okay for D-Wade to push his son up the modeling charts because he got a little spirit on him, how come it ain't all right for LeBron to push his son up the? And he wasn't. If LeBron's son was drafted number 1, that's a problem. But he was drafted number 55. Most of the 55th picks, we can't even name them.
Not most of them. None of them.
None of them. And I said it before because
look at our show's producer. Our show's producer is over there cringing right now.
none of them. Because and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna bring it back in. I'm gonna bring it back in low. What is the Bron
You out there
support?
already. I can't. There's nothing I can do with this.
Bring it back in. A life preserver won't bring you back in now.
You out there.
What is he supposed to do? Because this is what they say. Well, Dwayne Wade, he's supposed to put. Thank God, he's supporting his son. He's supporting his son. Okay, cool.
Nothing wrong.
LeBron supporting his son.
Nothing wrong with you supporting your son. At the end of the day, if it's okay for society to push this agenda down our throats and make us eat this, they making us eat it and daring us to say anything about it. And if we do, it's considered a hate crime.
By the way, Patty Mills was a 55th pick.
What's the matter with LeBron saying, you know what? I paid my dues in this league, put my son on this team. Period. End of discussion.
But again, that's not my issue.
I know it's your issue, Dave. Jay. I know it's not your issue.
Yeah.
Come on, you've been boys 30 years. I know that's not your issue. I
Luis
know it ain't the
Scola was
main
a
issue.
55th
But
pick as well.
now we
Who
talk-
else?
Luis
But now-
Scola.
Who?
Luis Scola and Patty Mills are the most notable picks at 55.
Not no more. It's Bronny now.
Well, up until this year, they were the most notable picks.
I'm just saying. I agree with you, Davey. 100%. Bronny may have gotten in easy, but he's gonna have to work just like old girl Caitlin Clark is learning. It's not as easy as it looks. Lord,
Listen, she almost had a
And to
triple double the
Jason's
other
point-
night. She was one off from a triple double.
Jason's point,
Emery, what's up, bro?
I'm gonna tell y'all a story because everybody on here know who my pops was. In 1997, I'm learning. I'm a beginning organist. I'm just now getting it. And my pops put me on a live recording called Been There, Done That. That was done in 1997. August of 1997 at GMWA. And there were many other organists better than me. But my pops put me on there, and one of them, I ain't gonna call his name, he said, how you put Davey on there? He hardly playing. I've been playing for you and I ain't on there. I said, that's my son, and I see what's in him.
who said it? Michael Grammy?
It was Michael Grandy. I wasn't going to say his name.
Hey,
I wasn't going to say his name.
we're not calling names. Al.
Al did it.
All right, I'm going. Good night. Good night.
I wasn't going to say his name.
Good night.
I got the Holy Ghost. I got the Holy Ghost. I got the Holy Ghost.
He said it. And my father told him, you ain't a section musician. So
He told your father, I'm going to tell you what your father told him because he's always complained about it. Your father told him he's a church musician.
Whoa! I got the Holy
1,000%. So
Your
when my
father told him he's a
opened,
church musician. He's not a
Absolutely.
recording musician.
so when my father opened that door for me to be on this with the great David Bratton, the great James Perry,
Wow.
dropping names now. He's dropping names.
Craig Mitchell,
this
the
is
great
okay.
Reggie Young, the great Dwayne Myers. And my father opened that door and I'm now there. I got to deliver. I can't just say, I can't just go in there and be like flamming around. It made me work harder because I know he worked hard to get me in there. So now I got to deliver. My father can't play for me. I got to go out there and play and make his decision to push me up there worthwhile.
You got to trust
Absolutely.
And then now years later, I'm producing that same man's album that said, why he playing and I ain't.
Oh my goodness.
You on it, the champ.
Oh my goodness.
So what Bronny did, LeBron opened the door for him, but now Bronny got to do the work.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we just got a sermon
So-
from Pastor
And look,
Dave Gray.
and Emery was there too. Emery was
Yeah,
there
Emery
too.
said it. Emery just
Emery
said
was there,
You know what?
and Brother was on the first album I did for him.
And I prayed, and I did pray on that first album.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Overseer Hendrickson, LeBron did put it. We said that LeBron put a target on Bronny's
You know
back.
what? For
He
all
had
That's
you,
what I
Yes,
said.
and that there was for me and my brothers when my pops opened that door, there was musicians trying to take our head off. We would go places and they were going for blood against us. Y'all only playing because y'all 10 sons. All right, that's why we got in the door. But we gonna work hard. We gonna show y'all that we ain't up here just because that's my pops. That's how I got in the door. But the work got to be done now that I'm in there.
Butler, you still back at that other comment. I see your face.
well, for all you preachers that's watching tonight, here's a word for you.
I see your face, Butler. You still back at that comment.
Make your father look good.
Woo!
Somebody preach that. Somebody got to go preach that.
Make your father look good.
Make your father look good.
The scripture that you're going to use is, he leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake.
Oh,
For his name's sake.
Hey, oh my.
Butler about to preach that on Sunday morning. Y'all done messed around. He about to preach that Sunday morning.
Woo! Make your
But what I'm worried about with this, on that first pass break, everybody used to say when LeBron is a passer, so they're like, yo, Bron pass. What is Bronny gonna say? He ain't gonna call his dad Bron.
Wait, Keisha
Oh,
said she
God.
came back for this. Wait a minute.
Is he gonna say, Daddy, I'm open?
Keisha
I
said,
think
wait,
he
I'm
gonna
back,
say,
I'm back,
Daddy, I'm
I'm
open.
back.
He gonna say, "Daddy, I'm
That's
open."
another sermon. Daddy, I'm open.
Daddy, I'm open.
Well, you gotta be careful. Be careful.
Right.
This
Be
for
careful.
Wait. For our podcast listeners who maybe stumbled upon this podcast
Carter,
because
be
somebody
careful.
shared it with you. This is what happens when you get preachers who love sports talking about sports in a preacher voice. This is what happens.
Miss Carter, be careful with that last one. Be careful.
I'm not. I don't want to touch that. Don't want to touch on it. No.
Wait, Emery said in the comments on YouTube.
That's
subscribe
right.
to the YouTube channel. No, not Daddy.
That's what I'm saying. Be
I'm not
careful.
touching it. No.
Thank you.
Wait.
Thank you, Hendrickson. Thank you, Hendrickson.
Overseer Hendrickson said that can go a lot of ways.
Thank you, Hendrickson.
Daddy,
Thank you. Thank you, Hendrickson. Thank you. Be careful.
Let's be careful with that.
Help us, Lord.
Let's be careful.
Let's
Sam
move
Jennings
on.
said
Let's go.
Davey is
We give God
spitting
glory.
sermons for a summer series. Absolutely. These folks, David
We
and
give God glory. We give him praise.
David and David Ellen gave us a bunch of sermons tonight.
Ooh.
Oh my
By
God.
the way, let me just say this to y'all.
Oh boy, here we go. Oh boy.
It's not time for Ninja Butler yet, so don't do it.
Can I make a point since y'all kicked me out?
Go. We didn't kick you out.
Alfred
sure did.
Freeman,
He
Bishop
gave me one too.
Bishop Al Freeman.
Yeah, I gotta
got
pick
us
up mine
all
from
in.
Els when I
You gotta pick
get
yours
there.
up
I gotta
from
pick
me.
mine up.
I know you
Yeah.
got yours, Davey. So this
Yeah,
is
he dropped mine off at my church too.
we
Yeah,
gotta put them on the screen when the season starts.
Yes, sir.
I'll be in New York in 2 weeks, so I'll be swinging
Those
by
are
Glory
not
to come
my
pick mine up.
colors. Those are not my colors.
Oh, yes, they are. You got
orange
on
and
blue.
now.
You got on
orange
Knicks
and
blue right now.
You
got on
orange and
blue
blue
right
now,
now.
Keisha.
You got on
got on
Knicks
blue.
blue.
You got on
Keisha.
blue and your complexion is orangey mellow right now.
So you call me Redbone?
Your shirt match kilos.
So you calling
Right.
me Redbone? That's what you calling me?
I mean, if the shoe fits, sis.
Yeah, your shirt matches Bishop D'Lo.
Right,
Look at it.
We got the same color
Orangey
shirt on right
almond.
now, Keish. So
Orangey
I gotta
almond.
follow my brother's lead. I gotta follow my
Keish,
brother's
you are a Nick fan. Just
Leave that Miami Heat. Get off that sinking
right.
ship.
It's a no. Honest, all jokes aside, getting back to what Jason Hendrickson said, that makes your father look good. It is that. Yeah, Jay. I gotta. Yeah, he murdered that. Yeah, that subject is. Yeah.
Yeah, I
just
won't
make-
get the chance
just
to
make your
preach
father
that
look-
now. He's gonna wear a hole into that.
You see, Hendrickson, it is a Knicks cup. It is a Knicks cup because you a Knicks fan.
You know it ain't no Celtic cup.
Exactly, and you a Knicks fan anyway. Just stop it. But we ain't going there.
Keisha, we're 2.5 days into free agency, and Pat Riley has done nothing yet. Highly unlike him.
I don't want to talk about it.
I think the ship has sailed with people wanting to go to Miami. I think that ship has sailed.
We've been talking about it in the chat, and I've been telling you I'm so nervous. I haven't really heard nothing.
Hostam said y'all got a squad and nobody should be sleeping on them. That's what
Udonis has them in place.
UD said y'all got a squad and y'all gonna be the team to beat.
I know what Butler is talking. All right. Sometimes people get a little off a little bit. I know what Butler said. Okay, he gets a little off, just like Jason in the comments. But we all right. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
They signed Bam to a 3-year deal.
They did. That's the only move I heard so far. I didn't hear nothing else. I haven't heard nothing else about that.
Wow,
that's a good question. That's a good question, right here.
Overseer Hendrickson. Why none of the stars of this age want to play with LeBron?
The same reason why you don't want to talk to people. You want to block them.
Ooh.
Oh Lord, you took that real personally, Keisha. Like I
just want to know how
I gotta come to the defense of the overseer. You took that real personal. You took that real personal.
This is why I'm here. This is why I'm here. I just want to know why you show up in the comments asking questions about LeBron when we need to be asking.
Pastor Dave, you hear this?
Let me put my ace.
Look at Dave's face.
You hear this, Pastor Dave? You hear this? You hear this?
What's happening
Don't
here?
mention nothing about my boy if you ain't gonna talk about yourself. Don't talk about him.
How we make this turn, Bishop D'Lo? You the moderator.
Getting back on task.
And we're moving on.
To answer that, there are ways to answer that question. Bishop L, go ahead. We only got a couple minutes left. Go ahead, Bishop L. Answer Overseer Jason's question, please.
And by the way, Klay Thompson had the option to go play with him, and he went to Dallas.
LeBron called Klay Thompson right as it began, and Klay opted to go to Dallas.
Klay opted to go to Dallas. Ooh,
What's going on out there?
No. So here's the reason why I don't think people want to play.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we know this. We know this. You like to talk about people in the video.
Keisha.
Oh, sorry.
Here's the reason why. I feel people don't want to play with LeBron. I think one of the reasons is that he's not leading anybody to no chip anymore.
No, that ship is sailed.
Right.
I mean, when he was in Cleveland, he was a leader in Cleveland.
that ship has sailed, and I don't think anybody wants to play underneath that spotlight or underneath that star that is actually falling. And that's not to say that his fame is falling, but it's you know what? And I'm one of the biggest Rakim fans in the world, but I don't want to hear an album from him in the next week. He's coming out with a new album. It's over.
Right. It's over.
I don't want to hear it. I'm afraid that it's going to be. I'm afraid of it.
Now, yeah, he got away. He got away with the 18th letter. He got away with that one. He needs to give it a rest.
Yeah,
he got away with that one.
Right. He got away with that.
Like, dude, you're 60.
I guess it's time.
Like, dude,
it's
you're
time
60.
for
Why are
him
you
to
still
go.
rapping?
It's really about.
It's time.
And so now, this helps me to further what I've been feeling. The best person to get to play with him is his son. That's the if you can't.
I agree with. I would give Overseer Hendrickson about that. Yes.
Just throw off the classics at this point.
Just throw off the classics. If you can't get nobody, just throw off the classics. LeBron, just go play in the big three.
Or start your own league. You got enough money. Start your own league.
You're a billionaire. Go buy into a team. You want to be an owner so bad anyway.
Why did LeBron opt out of his deal then?
Right, because he wants a 3-year deal. He
getting
was
a
in the last year
3-year
of his
deal.
contract. But why do you want to play 3 more years? He wants a 3-year deal. Yeah.
Do you guys think he's going to take a pay cut?
He has.
He did it. He did it before.
Yes.
He did it before.
He's going to take a pay cut. He's going to take a pay cut.
I said that,
especially if he wants 3 years, he definitely is going to have to take a pay cut.
I also think the reason why nobody wants to play, and I'm sorry, Key, I'm about to say, I know it's going to hurt. Nobody want to play with that in that circus. Who wants to go out there and play in that circus with JJ Redick as your coach and Bronny as the
we don't know. We don't
and
know
the captain's
how it's
son
gonna
on the
play
team.
Who wants to know? Who wants to play
We
under
don't
that
know
circus?
how it's gonna play out. Come on, y'all. We don't know.
But nobody wants to take the risk
Damn,
to
you
go
got
out
LeBron
there.
ought to have them sign. If he can get them to sign Bronny, he can get them to sign Delonte West.
First of all, let me say this to y'all. Right?
This is getting out of hand.
Overseer Hendrickson said, "Daddy daycare, no thanks."
Right? Who want to go out there and play under Daddy daycare?
Let me say this. I think JJ Redick is going to surprise a lot of people. I think JJ Redick is going to. He's got a strong basketball IQ.
Agree.
And I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. And if LeBron and them. I think this is going to be good, y'all, because if they play within the system that he sets, they're going to be playing with Jay knows basketball.
He knows basketball, but it doesn't translate as a coach all the time.
It sure don't.
There is a big difference from knowing basketball and being an actual coach.
You know that, L. Y'all been on the court.
I agree, but I do believe that this is going to be something good. Just come on, like Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr wasn't an experienced coach when he got.
I think JJ Redick is going to be a good coach. I don't think this is the right.
Steve Nash know basketball too.
That's my point.
That didn't work.
Two-time MVP.
You see what happened with that one?
And let's look at Kerr. Kerr was under some Hall of Fame coaches before he coached.
Before he got a head coach
Phil
job.
Jackson, and he was under Greg Popovich. So you can't compare him to Steve Kerr either.
And Golden State still runs elements of the triangle.
And I know
JJ
was under Mike
PS 306 and getting his best job.
Set that up.
I do think that JJ Redick is going to be good. I
just don't think he's going to be good for
I don't think this is the right situation.
Right.
Clay is gone. No more triangle. Straight line.
Right. We're running the square offense now.
But Overseer Hendrickson, you already know LeBron gonna have something to say. He gonna take the clipboard. You know that.
That first 3-game losing streak,
or that first 1 point, or they have several 1-point games and they gotta draw up that last play. LeBron is drawing up that play. You better believe it.
I agree with Blocker said. He said that talked about how Carr he had an alley-oop from Mark Jackson. That is true.
You called the wait. You said Blocker?
What?
Great show again tonight, everyone. We appreciate you
I was
joining us
agreeing with his
on
statement.
tonight.
He's your
Again,
Yo, Dave. Pastor Dave, did you hear this? He said he loved you, Miss Carter.
thank you for joining us.
I love you too.
on the Church Guys Sports Show podcast.
Overseer Hendrickson, her name's not Miss Carter. Her name is actually Jason's Lyric.
Yeah, that's what we
Right,
nicknamed her in the
that.
chat. That's what we nicknamed her in the chat.
We
And now
did.
he said he's going to reinstate you, Keisha.
He's gonna reinstate you. Look at that.
You'll be denied.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. He said, now hold it. I guess that's to Jason's Lyric comment.
Listen, y'all not hijacking our show.
Thank y'all for joining us tonight.
Great show tonight, man.
Awesome show. Our NBA free agency and
We didn't even get to the Boston. We didn't even get to Boston tonight.
Well,
We
we
didn't
can
get
talk
to-
about that ridiculous contract. I think that kid is way overpaid, y'all. I don't care what nobody say.
but we did-
$315 million is a lot of.
It's a lot of money. And
for somebody who goes to sleep when it's time.
What is that? 50? What is that? 59 million a year? How much is that? How much is
Ridiculous.
63 million a year.
63 million a year. Spider Mitchell re-ups with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
He had no choice.
He had no choice.
His market window, with all the movement and the new CBA and the fact that he
And
wanted to
blame
force his way
Danny
to New
Ainge.
York.
Blame
And
Danny Ainge.
Blame he's gonna blame Danny Ainge forever for keeping him out of New York where he wanted to be.
Yup.
Because the
Danny
Knicks got
Ainge-
Jalen Brunson, and now they got the Knicks Infinity Stones of Villanova players are complete. And the Knicks are a formidable, deep team that doesn't need a Donovan Mitchell, and everybody's in their prime. Right now, the Knicks' oldest player is Julius Randle at 29 years old.
Ridiculous. And Julius said, by the way, we saw it on the NBA Countdown show, he's ahead of schedule.
Yes, he's ahead of schedule. Originally, there was talk that he would be ready mid-season. He says no, he's going to be ready he believes he's going to be ready by training camp. So things looking up for the New York Knicks. And lastly, Philly's big three, want to make it clear, Philly's big three does not put them ahead of the Knicks.
No, absolutely not.
The Knicks are too deep.
And there's a lot of people sleeping on Mikal Bridges, which I love. Sleep on him.
He's
Let
gonna
him
have a
sleep.
chip on his shoulder like Jalen had. And,
Yes.
and this is going to be his breakout year. But you forget Mikal Bridges. People forget he was traded for Kevin Durant.
See, we won't even get into that because
He was traded for Kevin Durant.
when he got traded, it was the best trade in the world. Remember, I said that when we were live, me, you, and Butler. It was the greatest trade in the world. Now he coming to the Knicks. Oh, he's not a star. He's not this. He's not that. He's not a star. Okay. He was a star when he went to the Nets, but now he comes to the Knicks. It was the worst trade ever.
Which reminds me, Derek White got a bag as well. So the Boston has committed over $800 million, almost $900 million to their starting five.
I'm getting ready to get back in shape.
That's what I said. I said I'll
I'm
take a
telling
10-day.
you, man.
I'll take a
Yo.
10-day contract somewhere.
Baseball and basketball are the sports to be in right now. They signed $300 and $700 million contracts in baseball. $700 million.
And by the end of the baseball season, we got to talk about what the Yankees are going to have to pay Juan Soto because he is raking.
He's going to get the bag from the Yankees.
He's gonna get 300 million at
But
least.
the Giants are ready to try to
Juan
outbid him.
Soto might be the first $1 billion player.
No. He's going to definitely.
He might be the first
He's not
10-year,
getting
$1
paid.
billion. Because you got to remember, Soto is raking like this, and he's 25. Soto is 20. He's not even in his prime years yet.
He gonna get more than Ohtani? I think he get more than Ohtani.
Yeah, he's 25.
Ohtani got 750 million.
That's why
That's
I'm
what I'm
asking.
saying. Soto might be the first $1 billion baseball player. 10
You think-
years, $1 billion.
You think the Steinbrenner's going to open up the bag like they did? Because they cheat, man.
No. Hal is realizing, and I think they've gotten Hal's ear. And El said it last time we were on. They've gotten in Hal's ear, and the Yankee fans are realizing it's been 15 years since the last championship, and the Yankee and also they're gonna have to bid against. Great point, Sam. They're gonna have to bid a bit against Steve Cohen because the Mets are gonna throw money at Soto too. That's why the bidding war for Soto is gonna come down to the Mets and the Yankees. It's gonna come down to the Mets and the Yankees.
Yeah, the Mets want him bad. They want him bad.
Those are the deep pockets. And if the Mets can lure the Hal Steinbrenner, he might be a little cheaper, but he's still a Steinbrenner. He is not losing out the marquee free agent to the Mets.
Not to the Mets.
And they're in the running to get Vlad. Vlad opened up and said he would come to the Yankees now.
Man, listen. You get Soto and Vlad?
It's the 90s all over again.
Firstly, the way Judge is on a pace right now to break his own record right now. Like, it's not even funny right now. Like, the way these guys are
Y'all do know that the Mets swept the Yankees, right?
It was a 2-game series, Dave.
But they outscored them big time in that series, though. They did.
Yankees had a rough June. But I think they're going to right the ship here in July.
It's okay. It's okay. We're not even look.
I think DJ LeMahieu is going to have a better second half. I think Gleyber Torres is going to have a better second half. I think the Yankees are going to be fine.
The Mets needed that at the point that they still paying Bobby Bonilla for the.
Happy Bobby Bonilla Day yesterday.
Bobby Bonilla.
Bobby Monia.
Monia. Yep. Bobby Monia.
Y'all paying him. Y'all paying that man for absolutely nothing.
Well, that was because of the way that they structured the contract. They deferred the money and the way and the interest.
Not play in 2000.
And the interest.
And we're going to still pay him for another 15 years.
2035.
They got 11 years left on that deal.
They got another 11 years. You better hope he ain't got a good lawyer because that lawyer might get it stretched.
Jesse,
but that ain't no money though. That 1 point, that ain't no money that he getting. That ain't no money.
Listen, if somebody was paying me $1.5 million to sit at home,
to sit on your couch,
he's 60. Bobby Bonilla is 60 now, 61.
Right. But it's $1.5 million to sit at home,
tax free.
You don't even see him out nowhere. He don't come to the games. Nothing. You don't see him nowhere.
He was hated in New York. He can't come back to New York.
He does come to Bobby Bonilla Day, don't he?
No.
No.
He was hated in New York. He ain't showing back up in New York.
If he shows up anywhere near Citi Field, if he get on the 7 train, they're gonna kill him.
They're gonna kill him.
They should do bobbleheads with money like this.
Right, they should. Yo, great show tonight, fellas. As always, we thank you, our loyal watchers and listeners, the fans. Again, don't forget tonight, 12:01 a.m., the audio version of the podcast will be available on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on iHeartRadio. So download it, share it with somebody. Continue to let's get these numbers up. Our numbers are increasing. I've been looking at it. We may be able to monetize soon in the podcast space. So thank you again for your support. Share it out with others. We appreciate you. No, Jesse, we talked about Paul George at the beginning. Come back next week.
Go back.
Well, yeah, come back.
I want to start something new on the show if possible.
What you want to talk about it here? Or you while we live, or you want to wait to discuss it in the chat?
I want to start it right now.
Oh, okay. What you got?
Book of the week.
Book of the week?
Yes, as preachers. Book of the week.
This is a sports show.
I know it is, but I mean, we're preachers. Like we're supposed to.
This is true. All right, fine.
Listen, I'm just glad Davey didn't talk about Trump and Biden because I was on.
No. We gotta go.
He didn't know I was on.
We gotta go.
I was on his live Saturday morning driving from Virginia back to New York, and I saw that live car.
Saturday morning. Yeah, no. We gotta go.
No,
that debate was awful. But that's another conversation. Go ahead, Del.
It's a church guy sports show, absolutely. But we are preachers, and we should share something, right? It's corny? All right, never mind.
You
I'm
shared
so
a
glad.
life tonight. You give out
Listen.
some great topics.
And you see Davis frozen with his smile on there. Listen, I'm so glad. Listen, I heard that live Saturday morning. Oh
did.
no,
Yeah, that was bad.
that was really bad. That was bad.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Watch out.
That's Joe Biden.
Y'all please watch our podcast. 1201 is available on
Spotify, Apple
Spotify.
Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Yeah, we big time. We on iHeartRadio. So
That's
you
dope. And
check us out
also,
everywhere.
after you finish watching us, the replay tonight, go to Netflix and support Axel F because it'll be on.
Yeah, midnight. Axel F. Eddie Murphy is back as Axel Foley.
Oh, I'm watching that tonight.
Tonight at midnight, Axel F. drops on Netflix.
I was gonna watch. It's an old movie. I was gonna watch it tonight called Weekend at Bernie's, but
All right, bye. I'm going.
That's Joe Biden. Joe Biden is Bernie.
We appreciate y'all. Continue to support the podcast. We'll see y'all next Tuesday. Have a great night, everyone.
Yo, this is the state of emergency. Check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you gotta do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We're here to restore the field. Matter of fact, can you say from New York what I say from New York? Hey, yo, let's go now.
Hey, yo, I bring that New York energy. Talking 42nd Street. Alley hoop finger roll. Ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs. Step back, hit a three. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy. Just to see the Knicks play. Make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us. Whole city is wild. This is New York. Why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend, yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court, all up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty. Yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese or the lobster mac with the ribeye. Either way, we winning the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter end, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking it down. By the third quarter end, no, they ain't catching